come in, take a seat on the rug. Legs, everyone else follows. James, really appropriate but necessary.
What's good thinking?
I'm looking for people sitting crisscross applesauce on your row, facing forward. We have a really busy day of so many awesome things to do. Kaden. And I need you to face forward so that you know what we're doing. Let me see who looks ready for art. Let me see who looks ready for art. Aurora looks ready for art. Kaden still does not look ready. Hannah, can you please move over here, like behind Mimi, so that you can see? Andrew, you don't look ready because you're not facing forward. Good afternoon, second grade. Recap of what we have done so far. I want to see a lot of hands. I want to hear a lot of descriptive language, which means I don't want you to, I'm going to stop. I don't want to hear one word answers like stamp. I want to hear like a whole awesome, beautiful, detailed sentence. Mimi, start us off.
We're making stamps with triangles on it, and all this is my shape.
All right, excellent. So we're making stamps. They have tiles on them. They have shapes on them.
And some like diamonds.
Totally, some diamonds. Who else wants to raise their hand and give me more information about what we're doing? We're going to build a whole story here. Go,
So
Grace.
It's also not just a stamp, it's also called a collage.
Why is it called a collage, Grace?
Because it is like a collage. But
Oh my
also
goodness.
It's not.
Very good. So in that word collage, we can see the word collage, and Grace explained that it's like a collage because you are gluing things onto a board, Clark. I mean, yeah, no, yes. But you're distracting him. So we are gluing objects onto a board, but that's not the end. The end is that we're actually using that as a stamp. So it's a collage. Yes, Sasha.
Why do you put a
It's an E.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
So,
all right, Sasha, give me some more information.
So we're now we were painting on them instead.
Okay, so I'm gonna, 1 second, Sasha, because I want more from you. Number 1 is we started a stamp. Sasha's telling us number 2. So give me the number 2 step again.
So we're taking our stamps and we're putting paint on.
Very good. Do you remember what type of paint?
Normal.
Acrylic paint. So we're using acrylic paint. We're putting it on our stamp, on our collage, and then we're stamping it. Give me more information, Aurora.
It dries very quickly, so you have to do it quick.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So now we're going to get into print quality. Because what did we learn about printmaking yesterday? Remember I said something, I was like, this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you. Kaden, what was that?
Go speed.
Okay. But generally, before we even go to that, I told you printmaking is about
fixing errors.
Totally. It's about trial and error. It's about trying something, looking at what went wrong, fixing it in your next print, then looking at what went wrong there, fixing it in your next print, so that by the time you have your 3rd or 4th or 7th print, it's like so much better than your first. So one thing is that you have to work fast because the paint dries quickly. What was something else we had to think about in terms of print quality? How do we make sure that our print has a really high quality? Hannah?
We shouldn't use tall things because then they'll only show the tall things.
Very good. So the objects sort of have to be the same height, because if there's one tall thing on your collage, that's the only thing that's going to print. It's not going to let anything else print. So objects have to be around the same height. Give me something else.
You need enough objects to make it look good.
Very good. So a good amount of objects. Izzy?
You have one, just not a tiny bit of paint, you want to get enough paint and push the paper on it so that don't pound it.
Oh my goodness. So you give me two things, Izzy. A lot of paint and the pressure. Remember we talked about the pressure? Andrew, the pressure. What's important about pressure, Andrew? What does that even mean, pressure?
Pressure means like an amount of weight on something.
Very good. And how does that relate to our printmaking?
Because you need a lot of pressure to make the ink show up.
Totally. You need to put a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on that collograph or on the paper onto the collograph to make sure that it shows up. Bartle, did you want to add something to that?
And you also, when you print it,
Yes.
and let's choose a reset. You already know you don't want to pound on it and put too much pressure on it.
That's
So you
true.
also don't want to go on and really nice.
Right.
Middle.
Totally. You don't want to pound on it. So remember, we talked about that pounding and hitting doesn't do anything. But we also don't want to put no pressure because that is not going to print either. All right, I'm going to move on, Mimi, even though I want to hear what you have to say, but I need us to move forward because we're getting to step 3 today. Step 3 is going to be that we're actually going to make a collage of our prints. Yeah, what? Who can raise their hand and tell me what a collage is? So I have these prints. What is a collage? Grace, what is a collage?
Some collages are like abstract art and they like different colors and stuff all together. Or some collages actually kind of look like a real thing.
Very good. So
Try to make it like maybe a building.
totally. Sometimes a collage is representational, sometimes it's abstract. James, what kinds of tools do we use when we make a collage? What do you usually use? Very good. Glue. What else?
Paper.
Paper. Excellent. What else?
Wood.
Sometimes you could use wood. We're gonna use glue and paper and another tool because we have to take apart our prints and then put them back together. What do we need to use to take it apart? Listen to my question. What tool could we use to take our prints apart or take off certain parts of our print that we don't want? What tool could we use? We have paper. Kaden?
A little piece of your first.
But we're not taking apart our collograph. Listen carefully. Listen carefully to my question. We're not taking apart the collograph. We're taking apart the print, taking it apart, and then putting the pieces back together in an interesting way. What tool can I use to take this apart, Emily? Scissors. So we're going to use scissors. We're going to use glue. We're going to use paper. And then we're going to arrange a collage on a black piece of foam core. So Andrew, are you okay with me using this yellow print? Because it's hard to see. I don't know if we're going to actually use it. You have 3 other prints. This is your 4th one. Are you okay with me using it? Or not? It's okay if you're not. Okay. So let me look for somebody else. Oh, Andrew, you have a lot. Let's see. This one is one I could use. This one doesn't even have a name, so I'm using it. All right, so let's pretend this is my print. First of all, I'm going to do something that we don't want to see. So I'm going to write my name. Do you know what my first name is?
Sasha.
Sasha. So first of all, I have my name here. I don't want my name on my final piece. So I'm going to start by cutting around my print and making sure I don't have my name. I'm not going to get rid of this paper because I might want it. So I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to keep cutting around my collograph, my print, I mean, sorry. And let's see. I could, since you guys have 3 prints, I could do this 3 times. I could do this 3 times and then decide how I want to glue this. Do you think if I glue it like this, that's a good use
Yes.
in my space? Why? Why, Kaden?
Because if you do it like this, you won't have room to put down the bottom.
That's true. What do you mean? I won't have room for the other piece?
Yeah. No, for the you only have room for one more piece.
Right, that's true. That's true. However, I'm going to tell you as a little an artist clue, that you're gonna want some of this black space because I'm gonna let you add color in those black spaces using drawing tools. And so you're gonna want some black space. You're not gonna wanna fill in all of your space. So what can I do if I want to make it vertical? What can I do? What can I do, Hannah?
Put spaces between.
That's true, but I still am gonna cover it from top to bottom. So how can I change this print to make it fit? What can I do? Lily? Let's cut it. So I can cut it. It's my artwork. I choose if I want to cut it and only use part of it. I can even cut it in an interesting organic shape. I don't have to cut it based on the exact shapes. And then maybe I do that. Do you think that's a more interesting composition?
Yes.
Or why is this more interesting? Why is this more interesting? Grace?
Because it looks cooler that there's like a black line, but it's not just a one straight line.
Very
It's
interesting.
It's a wavy line that's like black, and if we can put it two parts, it makes it look like cool.
Totally. So Grace is actually saying that the negative space makes your piece really interesting. When you take away all the negative space, it's not as interesting. It's sort of interesting to have this negative space. Mimi, do you want to add something to that?
Yeah.
Tell me.
So,
Cole, you do not look focused. Fix your body, face forward, and show me that you're ready to learn. All right, go.
You can like see if there's like black of it, like you can put like patterns of
So interesting. Totally.
and keep going and going.
Right, I can keep going and going and cutting and merging. So what we're gonna do today is you're gonna get your 3 prints and you are going to get a board. One second, Mimi, I'll answer your questions in a second. I'm gonna answer your questions at the end. You're gonna get a board. They're gonna be different sizes. So not everyone's gonna get a board like this. Some people are gonna get a longer, skinnier one. Some people are gonna get a wider one, which is cool. You all have different pieces of art. Then you're going to get your 3 prints. Some of you have more than that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut up your prints. What do you have to cut off? What did I tell you you have to cut off? Hannah?
Your name.
Your name. So we don't want your name on this piece of artwork. We'll put your name on the board on the back. And then you're going to start to lay out how you want to glue things. You're probably not going to glue them today. Okay, so I'm going to come around and collect everything, but you're probably not going to glue them down today because you're just going to be cutting and arranging them, sort of like a puzzle, and deciding how you want them. Because we're not going to glue them down today, next week, you're going to have to rearrange them again. So don't get so attached. Think about it as like a game. And today you have these pieces and you're arranging them one way, but then next week you're going to get the same pieces and maybe arrange them the same way, or maybe Sasha, arrange them a completely different way because you're an artist and you're flexible and you're just going with the flow. And you don't know today, like next week, you might make the most amazing composition of your collage. All right, who wants to raise their hand and tell the class what we are doing today? What are we doing today? Aurora, what are we doing?
We're cutting out our pieces and we're arranging them in our stock. But next week we're gonna have to arrange them again, and then maybe next week we can glue it.
Exactly, Mona. So we are making collages today with our prints. Aurora said we are not gluing them down today. We're arranging and cutting them. We're gonna make sure we cut our names off, as Hannah reminded us. Mimi, question?
So, like, you can, like, when you're that practice, you can make a path.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, later when I have drawing tools, I could like draw a little path in between. That'd be, or I could use my other print if it's a different color and make a little path with my other print. Okay, my lovely artists, I need helpers. All right. Lily and Emily, you guys are gonna give out prints. I'm gonna ask Hayden and James to give out the black boards. I'm going to ask Grace and Izzy to give out scissors. You're gonna give out 4 scissors per table. Everybody should be going, here, James. Everybody should be going to a seat to get their tools. Go to a seat to get your tools. Everybody should be going to a seat to get your tools. No, because that's a grown-up one. You're buying a stool. Kaden, do you have your own? Yes. All right. No names come to me. No names come to me.
What do you mean no names come to me?
Once you get your prints, remember you're starting to cut them, print them, decide how you're going to do them with your scissors. Artwork with your scissors. What parts do you like? What parts do you want to get rid of? Wow. Think about where you want negative space on your page, where you don't want negative space on your page. I'm gonna come around on our board. You have about 17 minutes to work today. Don't rush. Remember, we're just laying things out.
I don't know.
Where have you done your prints yet? Okay, that's fine. Okay, should you have your phone? We'll make a call down. What does that mean?
Wait, you have to say that.
Where is
I don't have one.
Did you not print anything? All right, Amy, let me look down here. Let me just get. All right, they're just missing. Let me just get Stephanie and then I'm gonna help you. Emily, your person. Oh my goodness, I'm noticing that Clark is actually cutting shapes out of his print. You can totally do that. So you can take apart your print. You can think about it as parts as opposed to one thing. All right, maybe come down. You need to walk around safely. That's right. What's up? You have your hands. All right, come on. All right, I'm coming around. It's your answer. You make a choice. It's your work. So you don't have to ask me, can you? Because it's your work. You make the decisions about your own work. I don't know. Probably something that you can't I'm coming around right over you. Oh my goodness, I'm so I want you to try different Okay, so when artists are making a collage, they don't just put everything down and say, I'm done. They put everything down, take it off, put it down again in a different way, take it off, remember, it's trial and error. So you might put something down and then say, I think I can make a much more interesting composition. So you're not going to know that if you just stop trying. So we're spending today, oh my goodness, it's not a different composition. All right, let me tell you one secret. There is no rule against overlapping. You don't have to have everything next to each other. You can put things on top. So overlapping is part of composition. You can overlap. Well, what did I say? That's such a thing. People tell me that they're done, which is really confusing to me. At the end of class, you're going to give yourself self-assessment. Do not give yourself super artist if you made one composition and said you're done, because that was not your job today. Your job was to try different compositions, different arrangements, and then to change them. So I notice Aurora, every time I look at her artwork, it's a different piece of artwork. And I can guarantee you it's becoming a better piece of artwork. So part of being an artist is taking things apart, putting them back together in a different way. James, if you choose not to do that, that's your choice. Do not give yourself super or major today, because that's your choice. Okay? Or you can do it and give yourself super or major. Either way is fine with me. We have about 5 minutes left for today. All right. We have about 4 minutes left for today. Jobs to make multiple different compositions. How can you make your composition have overlapping pieces? How can you make your compositions have a lot of negative space? How can you have your compositions have a little bit of negative space? What do you like? We have about 2 minutes left to work today. I'm just gonna fix this one. We're cleaning up in about 1 minute. Okay, this is serious because while we may think that painting is the messiest thing we can do, actually collage is the messiest thing. So right now I need everybody's bodies to be facing me so that I can tell that you can listen to my instructions and are showing me that you're ready for cleanup. James looks ready for cleanup. Actually, this whole area looks ready for cleanup, so it's up, Sasha, hands on for artwork. Okay. Let me just give you a compliment that you guys are really good cleaners. Like, I'm really impressed by the way you clean. So I'm excited to give you these instructions because I know that you're going to be able to follow them really well. So first instructions, nobody's touching art tools. First instructions are you're going to take all of your pieces, you're going to put them into a nice neat pile. Wait, Mimi, wait everybody, because you're going to lose your attention of me. You won't be able to hear the rest of the instructions. You're going to get all of your pieces into one pile, and then Kaden, what are we going to do with them? You're going to flip them onto your board so that it's one thing and nothing's falling off. If you need help doing that, there's probably one person at your table that's really good at it. Wait 1 second. Wait. What do we do after that? After that, you're going to wait. No, look at the table. So you're going to bring me your artwork after it's placed together in one piece. Then you're going to go back to your table. Are you okay? All of the paper that you don't want is going to go in recycling. You're going to look under your tables and on your tables to put everything in recycling. Then you're going to return your stickers. And then at that point, you can start to do the chair thing. All right, let's start. If you need help, get support from people at your table. Emily, we're going to be your friends. Ask somebody at your table that's good at it. We need support from other people at your table. There you go. anyone else have these up there? So we can have. So thank you for collecting them. Find something that's for you. Remember, we may not get Steve. So if you need support, find someone on your team who can help you. All right, well, now the chairs, there's scrap paper cards. We're not focusing on chairs until the scrap paper is put away. So those are we're being safe with our bodies. Thank you, Kanan. Held that thing behind you. Thank you, Andrew. I'm hearing people asking other people if they need help. That's a great way of working with the team. Thank you. Aurora is helping. James is helping. I'm counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
No, Lily, we forgot two.
2. Do one at a time.
No, we have to put
And 1. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, thank you, Kaden, for listening. It's okay. Please leave them there. All right, I'm about to do self-assessment. I'm looking for people sitting on their bottom, crisscross applesauce, facing me. Crisscross applesauce. Kaden, please. Really impressed with your work today. I saw so many people trying new ways to explore their pieces of their prints. It's like a whole transformation going on today. Transformation of your prints. They started the day one way and then they ended completely different. Okay. So think about how you explored trial and error today. Because remember, printmaking is about trial and error. Collage is a lot of trial and error. Did you just make a composition and walk away from it and say, no, that's it? You don't have to answer. You're answering in your head. Super artists tried so many different compositions. They experimented with overlapping, with not overlapping, with having a lot of negative space, with having a little bit of negative space, with having small pieces, big pieces. Think about all the ways that you could have explored your composition today. All right, Kaden.
Superman.
Good. Izzy.
Super.
Ben. Is that? Bartle.
Super person who's a dude.
Inanna.
Not here.
Nora. Aurora.
Super.
Lillian.
Super.
Expialidocious. Sasha.
Super.
Emily.
Super.
James.
Major.
Thank you for being honest, James. Bartle, can you stop distracting him? Thank you. Cole M.
Super.
Oops, yeah, thank you. Grace. Bartle. Wonderful. Cole P.
Mayday.
Hannah.
Super.
Mimi.
Super.
Andrew? Clark?
Super chicken number.
Whoa. All right, who is a line leader? Nora, all right, Nora's leading the patch. After Nora goes down there, we're going to, I want to see like delicate, ultra delicate. I'm already seeing Sasha get into delicate mode. When you get up, it's like, it's delicate with our bodies. So, oh, Hayden is being so delicate. So is Andrew. And we're going, oh my goodness, look at us. And so is Hannah. We don't need to make noise, because noise doesn't make us more delicate. We're super delicate.